Welcome to another ClickPath Teardown, where we're going to be looking at a sales outreach email that occurs at the end of a sequence. This is usually when a salesperson or business development representative has tried to reach you, but then this is their goodbye email. I'm going to be looking at these three aspects of this email. What's the compelling hook, which tends to be the subject line? Is there a clear incentive? And what is the messaging in the body text? And then what is the CTA? And would I click on these or continue? Okay, so let's jump in. Here's the email I got, and let's go through each one of these aspects one by one. Here's the subject line or hook. Added value for a future discussion. Now recall that this is at the end of a sequence. I don't really know what this means or how to interpret this. So just right off the bat, I would probably say if I got this in my inbox, I wouldn't click on it. I would bounce. I'd just throw it in the trash. Here's one of the things to consider about these subject lines at the end of the sequence. Oftentimes, a BDR or sales representative will assume that I've been following along throughout this entire conversation. So in this case, this person is saying, hey, I have some added value to give you for some discussion in the future, should you so want to. But when I look at this, I don't know that this is the last email in a sequence. I might not have seen the other ones. The other ones might have gone to spam, for example. So I think this could be a little bit improved there where I don't really know what I'm looking at. So unfortunately, I'd bounce on this one. So here's the incentive of this email. This is where they're connecting with me and seeing whether or not they can register some interest. I've reached out a few times to see if it makes sense to connect regarding your marketing goals. Since I haven't heard back, I'll assume the timing isn't right. Pretty classic, like end of sequence communication there. In the meantime, here are some resources that serve as a starting point for marketing professionals dealing with the challenges of demand generation. It's a little bit of a long sentence. This person is very clear about what they're saying. They're saying, hey, look, I haven't been able to reach you. And by the way, here's some additional resources. And they link to each one of these resources. Now, I think this is really great. You know, they're providing me value. Top 10 B2B SaaS lead generation ideas. Wow, I'm interested in that. Top 5 reasons why leads aren't opening. That's an interesting thing. What's the difference between inbound and outbound? This kind of covers the gambit of maybe who I am. I might be, the last one looks to be a little bit more informative. The first two are a little bit more kind of tactical. So I really like this. I think this is a great email, provides me something to look at. I could come back, maybe I could bookmark these, or I'd be like, oh, I remember that person that sent me that email that had this and I want to start a conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I think this is a pretty decent click. I would maybe save this email for later and dig into some of these resources. All right, now let's go down to the third thing, which is the call to action. If in the future it ever makes sense to reconnect, you can book time on my calendar here, and there's a link. I'm always here to help. This is great. So this person is saying, look, maybe we didn't connect, but I'm giving you an opportunity to reach out to me. I've given you a calendar link. It's not like some back and forth, hey, reach out to me if you want more. Here's a link. If you want to take that action, you can go right ahead. So I would say that this one is also a pretty good click when it comes to wanting to go further down the path with this person, should I want to. They're empowering me to reach out to them. Now, there's one thing that I want to point out, however. If I click on the My Calendar Here link, it takes me to this, which is a HubSpot booking page. However, it says the booking page is no longer active. So what I imagine is going on here is that I have been sent this email in a sequence by a sales rep, but I would bet that link goes to a business development representative who'd be the person that's setting up a conversation. And as we know, business development reps have a high churn within these organizations. So there's a high likelihood that maybe this person, Jenny, has left or moved on to a different job. So it's something to think about here when you have these sequences is always think about what the link goes to, especially if it's going to a BDR, knowing that BDRs change jobs quite a bit. Hope you found this helpful. If you're interested in having a ClickPath analyzed, you can always reach out to me at learningoutcomes.com, and hope to see you next time.